All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down, drink some coffee for you guys and gals, answer your questions. Yes, my coffee cup is enormous, all right? Because I drink coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. I love my coffee. And I'll probably get up and train here real shortly. It's going to be shoulder day again today. It is cold, so the garage is probably going to stay closed. Garage is going to stay closed. But let's see what we get in here for people. We never know what we're going to get. These start picking up, unfortunately, just sometimes as I'm ready to wind out. It takes people a minute to see them. You know how that goes. Is it live, though? Did I remember to make it live? I can't always tell. Can't tell till I get some people in here because I thought I had made it public. All right. Thought we made it public. There we go. There's somebody chiming in. All right. Hopefully some people come through. Get some good questions. Also, I'm still running the special on consultations, guys, through the holidays. If y'all want to get in and get some of those, slots open. So, going to be shoulder day. So yeah, I'm at this point training 6 days a week. I'm probably going to have to miss one of the days this coming week, but that's okay. It's going to balance out. All right, get my one little bit of downtime. It's been a while. Been a while since then. But even then, it's kind of funny. It's like, oh, I'm going to miss a day probably this week, but I'm going to train 5 days. So it's kind of seems funny to me. Right? It seems funny. So, some more coffee in me. Hopefully get a few more people in. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to get in the coffee chat. I don't walk into the script because this is early in the morning. It kind of gets me my mindset to train. But you never know. A bunch of these, man, I get a bunch of people in sometimes. Sometimes we don't. And we just run with it. That's how coffee chat goes. Of course, I don't set these at the same time. I set them once I'm up and on that first or second cup of coffee. So we come in and get it done. And yeah, as I said, sometimes we get some good questions. But definitely coaching slots open. So a bunch of you, if you're wanting to wait till New Year, I'm going to recommend you don't because we don't know how that's going to go. You never know what I'm going to get. Actually, I say that, but the fact is, I never turn people away at New Year. It's not like it fills up. I think the most I've had was 8 people apply at New Year before. So, no big deal. I'm not going to rush anybody and be like, get on now, slots will fill it. Nah, don't worry about it. Oh, that's a heck of a way to push a sale. Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay. But yeah, got coaching slots open. And you people are not very lively this morning. I really should have a topic when I do these, but I do those in the later ones. I don't know. People ask too much stuff though about the current community without sending me stuff first. I don't always know what's going on. I'm not following the whole fitness scene that much, at least not the influencers. I follow other coaches. I did see one yesterday though with Christian Thibodeau, or a couple of days ago when I applied to him, where he basically explained why the really slow negatives, like scientifically, and keep in mind that is also his background. He's like, it doesn't actually work. And it's always good when you see a really experienced coach with a good reputation out there point out to people that just doing slower negatives doesn't actually cause any extra muscle growth. And he kind of broke down why. And then he broke down kind of how to get any benefit from negative training, the methods that do work. But it's not, hey, can I just slow down and do a 4 or 5 second eccentric? And he's right. There's no actual reason to think that does anything. you know. But people do things, but this coach says it and they're jacked. And I'm sorry that anecdote doesn't always work when there are other coaches who also have just as jacked people who don't do it, you know. So again, I think people overvalue certain things. You know, they overvalue certain things. It's kind of like for a while until someone broke Eric Spoto's record in powerlifting, the Spoto press became the most important assistance exercise for the bench press. Because he had the biggest bench in the world, and it was his favorite assistance exercise. Therefore, that must be why he was benching over 700 pounds, right? Not the fact that he was just strong and really jacked on tons of gear and had, you know, great genetics. And that had to be the Spoto press. Until someone broke his record by like 5 pounds, who never did the Spoto press. And I think that's kind of a proxy for the way the fitness world works with this stuff, right? Just because someone used a specific strategy as one of the 57 things that they do to reach a result doesn't mean that that specific thing was the cause of their results. You know, so just like when you see someone who's really jacked and they're like, well, I'd like to do these really slow eccentric reps, right? Okay, that's cool. But could it be that they're really jacked because they train really hard with a good overall program, good genetics, and they use low drugs? Could it be that, or could it be, well, I like to do on some of my exercises these really, really slow negatives? You know, which of those two realistically do you think is the factor? Especially given that it's never really been demonstrated that these really slow negatives help. In fact, there's been evidence to the contrary. They can reduce muscle growth stimulus, like an inferior stimulus. And that's because they're creating extra peripheral nervous system fatigue, right? They're creating peripheral nervous system fatigue that starts shutting down the ability to reach all the muscle fibers you want before you would have reached normal muscle failure. So then it's not the muscle fibers that are fatiguing, it's your nervous system potentially. Oh man, that's a conundrum. That would explain why those studies did show slightly less growth from it, though. Oh, but so and so said to do it. Counted muscle. Well, you know, counted muscle also told you to eat only watermelon. You know, just saying. It has to go deeper than that. And I get it. I mean, we're all looking for the answers. We're all looking for the answers. You know, people are like, well, you got to try new things and find. Well, not necessarily. Enough other people have tried new things with experience and how to combine them together to give you answers. What? You can't hear a word I'm saying at all? Riley, how about now? Because my mic should be up. Oh, man. Hold on. No, it's Windows is what it is. All right. Check something else. No, that's not doing it. Give me a second. It could also be that I'm being really, really quiet, but let me double check the mic settings. No, that should be decent. It should be decent. Can you hear me at all now, dude? Can you hear me now? Well, that's no good. Well, I don't know what to do. It's the mic. Because you're not answering me back. I'm trying to fix it. Right? So yeah, that's not helpful, man. Oh well. Maybe this coffee chat's not going to run too well. Let me just end it then.